Hello everyone, Leo CMC here, and today we're back with some Dark Souls 3, clearly. We're gonna turn right now because something's gonna spawn behind us. One of my most hated enemies in this game, because for some reason it feels the need to hit you like no matter where you're at. As long as you're somewhere underneath its body, it generally hits you, which I hate. But welcome back everyone. It is a beautiful Monday today, hence why I'm spending it inside, clearly. I was up until like 6 in the morning yesterday, not on purpose, my own fault, partially on purpose, and then it's like, well, I'm gonna go to bed, and then you just don't fall asleep, and that was a lot easier than expected. These things are nasty, but we don't have to worry about it anymore. So we're gonna run into Irithyll, the Boreal Valley. Finally, that means we're pretty much at like the halfway point, I'd say. From here we have access almost immediately to 2 Lords of Cinder. Like, depending on the path we take, we can jump right into one dungeon and fight one of them, or jump into another area leading up to the other. But we're going to grab this bonfire real quick, sit down to get our health back, because it's not really worth chugging an Estus. At the same time, it could have been argued that it's not worth sitting, and one Estus ain't gonna kill me, but knowing my luck, it definitely will. So Irithyll, beautiful place, was not in the original games. It's pretty much the opposite of what you'd expect from the original games, actually, which is pretty much what I find most intriguing about it. There's an item hiding back here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, I wanted an ember really badly. Hello. Wow, we do so much damage, I love it. It's actually unfair. So these are Irithyll Knights. They are fun because they use freaking curved swords that hurt like crazy. They're really fast, they can hit really hard, they have really weird combos where they'll slam you like 4 times in a row and you just don't see it coming, sometimes 5. And then there's these ones with shields. Yeah, like that, cool. One more, there we go, making decent progress. I remember like the first time I played through this, through Dark Souls 3, this was the area that really gave me trouble. It's like the difficulty really spiked in this area, and if your weapons were not upgraded at this point, you were really going to have a bad time. There was no way around it. But in green, I feel like we're missing a ton of undead bone shards. Like, my Estus should be healing me for a lot more. At least I feel like that. I'm not entirely certain, though. I can't recall when you're supposed to get them all, but I'm probably going to look them up after this and grab them between episodes, because I definitely feel like I'm way behind where I should be at this point. That's a Fire Witch. It's like, hey, you've got Irithyll, the Pontiff Knights, but you've got these guys which are way more annoying because they'll hit you from super far away, and for whatever reason they need support from these things. Oh no, we need to dodge back and heal. These things, I don't really know what these guys are actually called. Like, I don't know their technical name. There's also another Pontiff Knight, like, right at the tip of my hat. Another one of the Fire Witches just chilling up there, so if we go too far, he'll start attacking. Like that. And their attacks go so far, so unnecessarily. And they do a lot of damage at this point, because I don't have any absorption for it. So we're going to be, like, hitting once and dodging back until we kill all 3 of these and can rush him. There it is. Of course, the moment I decide, oh, he's not attacking, yep. Fun stuff. Glad we made it this far. Actually, after this one, as in this episode, I do need to get a hold of a few people who definitely wanted to help me out in the series at some point, and I told them it'd be awesome to have them. That's part of the reason I definitely had Nick and Arides on, is because when I asked everyone, like, stuff they wanted me to do in this playthrough, a bunch of people offered, you know, to help me out, just to jump on for a time, it would be fun, and I never really could figure out what bosses I wanted them to jump in for, or what areas in general, and nobody really gave a direct answer. They're like, yeah, dude, whatever, I don't care. So, you know, it's really fun trying to decide that for people when you're just like, whatever, man. Yeah, see, that's fun. That's dumb. Okay. I just lost all my souls. Oh boy, I made it back to the Fire Witch. Died in between playing the last... Well, died in between playing. I died once, right around here, which sucks, so I'm right in front of a shortcut. Not a shortcut, a bonfire. Died there, and then died on the way back because I'm just an idiot. So it's going pretty good so far, if you ask me. Got you. There we go. Now I can either fight these two again or I can let them pass. I actually don't know if they'd spot me. Alright, the one definitely did. I'm gonna back up. We're gonna see what happens. I can't wait to cleanse the dark sigils, and I honestly, that's gonna take so much farming. I hate the hollowed look in this game. To be honest, I hate it in every game. Like, it doesn't look good in any game, but it makes sense that it doesn't look good. It's just disgusting to me. I don't know. It's like you put that much work into making a face look good, or even horrible, depending. Or someone else does all the work for you, I suppose, in this situation, and then it just looks 50 times worse. Because, you know, obviously we're not here to have a good time. We're going to grab this bonfire for our shortcut, essentially, not really. There's a ring that we can get very soon that I can't wait to get, and while we're at it, Henri's here, gives us the Ring of the Evil Eye, which is awesome, and Quiet Resolve, which is probably one of my favorite emotes in the game. And just because I don't like the ending that's going to come out of what's happening here, for betrayal or regret, correct, you see this little statue in the corner? We could kill it. Because it's not actually a statue. It's a pilgrim just like Yol. And it was hiding with the spell known as Chameleon. So if I was to let that pilgrim stay there, Henri would eventually go with said pilgrim and things would happen from there. I'm not going to spoil everything until we get to that point, and they'll be like, alright, this is what would have happened. But I don't really like that ending that we get access to with that, so I'm just not going to bother with it. I'm going to end it right there. And I think there's someone we're going to have to deal with in Firelink because of it. We're actually going to get invaded soon enough because of what I just did there. But we have time before that, so a little bit of time. It is actually towards the end of this area. And that invasion could either go really well or really bad depending on how many enemies I've killed around that area prior to, you know, getting invaded. If there's a lot there, it's going to be a very bad time. But if I'm smart enough to have lured some of them out by that point, it shouldn't be nearly as bad. But here we have, for whatever reason, another... You know, every time I say there's going to be no more of a specific enemy, I swear there's like 5 more just to prove me wrong. Which, speaking of these guys, Corvians, it turns out there's even more. There's more in another section, like right at the end of the game, that I never realized was a thing. And then obviously there's the ones in the DLC that we passed, but just I'm telling you, I'm gonna end up finding another. God, I can't even think of the name of the things off the top of my head. Big ladies from the Undead Settlement that was throwing, you know, bleed stuff at us. I swear I'm gonna find more of those soon enough, just to prove me wrong again. Oh my god, I'm stupid. There actually is one in this area. Alright, well, I'm just gonna never say that we're done with the mob from now on, because I seem to get proved wrong immediately. So, there's just a ton of these invisible people around here. One just tried dropping on us. There's really nothing of note in that room that I recall, at least especially nothing for us. So I never really bother walking through there unless I'm very confident in the fact that I can legitimately kill everything in there. Oh, there's another one. Hello. These are some really interesting enemies for the fact that obviously you can see some of them, but occasionally if they do get enough distance and they failed whatever they do go like fully invisible. And from there, it's just like, well, what are you gonna do? Alright, we need to stop this one from screaming, or not. Because when it screams, all of the ones in this area get pissed off, because that's just a mechanic the game really likes to use. At least it wasn't too hard. That one will also cast on you a ton, the one that screamed, so... I mean, clearly I didn't get to do much. Thank goodness. Its casting doesn't do too much, but it's definitely there, and it can be very annoying. I'm gonna kill all these just for the souls back, because I'm stupid and lost all of mine earlier. I can't wait until I'm in post looking at like when I died and seeing how many souls I lost. Because I just feel the need to die everywhere. It seems like every episode I'm gonna die at least twice. That just seems to be common at this point. Hidden wall here. We're gonna have to run at this one. No, never mind. I always forget there's the dead end right there. Twinkling Titanite, can't do much with that right now. I don't think there's anything that we'll need to do that with, especially because in my other playthrough with Nick and Irity's right now, I got items that I plan to use in this playthrough. And I didn't realize that you didn't need Twinkling Titanite to upgrade those. Just regular Titanite, which is nice. Now that we're in this like little water-filled section, if you were to not kill that beast on the bridge at the start, you can instead run past it, and it'll despawn. It will come down here and kick your butt every time. It's like way harder down here, so I mean, as much as the bridge sucks, if you're gonna fight it, definitely fight it up there, not down here. The first time I ever chose not to kill it, I think was on my second playthrough, and oh my god, do I regret that. It made my life a living hell getting down here. But now that we're in the sewers, we've got these creepy looking spider ladies. They're really weird. I think what are they compared to? The Grudge? I don't know, I don't watch horror movies. There's like some chick in The Grudge that has like creepy hair like this that always covers her face. Yeah, these things are really weird. They're only in a couple areas, and this is one of them. I think they're in Ash's Ariandel. I remember they're in that. Otherwise, I don't actually remember them being in anything. I definitely need water after this, because I think I'm going to try to record 2 or 3 of these today. 3 of them surrounding something. I don't feel like going over there. We're going to get more ashes here. Excrement covered, of course, because we're in the sewers. And ooh, this isn't happening. Okay, well, now I know I need to go back and do something, because there's supposed to be a friend there that we will revisit very soon. I'll do that between episodes just to get it over with. Oh god, that's what I had souls for. That's why I kept not spending them. I'd spend a little bit and save a little bit, because whatever. We're gonna get shot from behind as well as chased down by this, who, you know, basically just one-shot me. I need to chug. Parried. I'm glad I got that, because that would have been looked horrible if I didn't. Silver Knights, beautiful enemies that we're going to see more of after this area. They generally have decent poise. Yeah, like that, where they just took that shot like nothing. And they can put lightning on their blades, because that's how they killed the dragons in the first game. Yeah, they're fun enemies. In the first game, I pretty much always will try and farm for their sword, because their sword is really strong. And it's very easy to use. I'm not generally a big fan of straight swords, but they're probably one of my favorite straight swords in the entire series. It's just a simple sword that does a lot of damage, and that's all I can ask for. There's the dog. Oh god, we're getting casted on, so I'm gonna go down. I'm also noticing that whenever they lunge, there's like a ton of blue that comes out of their eyes that I've never noticed before, and I like it. Oh god, don't spam me into a corner. This is why I hate dogs so much. Chug once. Get hit, because of course they always have to hit faster than me. And of course wow. Alright, that's 1. Rolling, miss, because there's no range on it. Alright, cool. Those dogs can be really frustrating, because enemy scaling's the thing, of course. Some really old enemies you'll spot later in the game, and they've scaled up by that point, just to have fun. And those things can really hurt, and for whatever reason, my luck with dogs in this series is always, hey, there's at least 2 of them, hey, you're gonna get spammed into a corner. And there's more that are about to come at us, now that I've walked up the stairs. I really should be targeting them. I also probably should use my weapon art against them, but I'm not smart like that. Oh my god. That's 1. I really want that rolling R1 to have more range. Good lord. It really shouldn't, because that would be horribly unfair, but for PvE circumstances, oh, that'd be so nice. There's going to be a couple more casters and a dog hiding behind this, which is why I'm going at it. I'm going to go hide behind this again, just to try and get out of line of sight. I didn't realize how how far their casts go, because that actually just hit me. Dodge that. There's one up above that I don't want to worry about at the time being. It's only this one that really matters, because you're the one in our way. I knew we'd get shot by it, but there's a shortcut back to the bonfire with Henri, so we're going to take it. So I don't have to worry about dying and losing yet another chance to rest. However, we might have to deal with those. No, they'll spawn right around there. Yep. After farming the heck out of these guys last night on a separate character, I quickly realized after running out of this bonfire, as soon as you see the shades of the knights that are walking around, those two will spawn in right at that area. They give like a split second between, and Henri is gone. Bye, Henri. Church of Yarshka, rest, let's go back, get all my charges. I think I'm going to get us to the boss. I think we might attempt it once, because there's another shortcut we can score before we actually have to fight the boss. But I do think I'll get us there, and we could probably attempt it once. I'm not too certain if I'll have enough time at that point, because I don't want to make these overwhelmingly long, you know? Like a half an hour seems like it could definitely drag on at that point, and I'm doing my best not to do that. And I feel like, yet again, my commentary's gotten a lot better since the first episode, because it's like, you know, it's been a couple months since I had done anything when I started this again, and it's very clear that I was just like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. And I feel like we've definitely gotten past that, thankfully. It's not perfect, of course, but it's better. And I'm not game-wise. Progress. And of course the shortcut was right there. Oh my god. Once more, this is round 3 and I'm already sick of this. Parried. Shove that in you. Souls retrieved, thank goodness. I'm definitely not getting chased by anything. Slap you once. Cool, don't have to deal with you again. But now I have to deal with this one, which could be very bad, very good. Parried too early. I'm also very used to fighting this one with the straight sword, which makes my life very interesting. Get the backstab. All I need to do is hit you once when you get up. Cool. Great. Leggings. I've gotten those like 3 times now. I don't know why. That just seems to be what the game wants to give me. There's 2 of these hiding in here. There's one on this side and there's one from behind, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I think it might actually just be on the stairs, but you run past it generally. I know there's just a second one in there. And then there's a fire witch hiding down here. But we got the shortcut that I wanted. I'm actually just gonna heal up or get bodied. I might have to Ember. I probably should Ember for the full heal, it's way easier. And we're going to attempt to fight this next boss. Hopefully get it, hopefully not get absolutely decimated. Pontiff Sullivan's going to be great to do solo. Haha. You can summon, I believe I could be summoning Henri for this. I'm not entirely certain. No, too late. Whiffed it. Pontiff can be extremely punishing because of stuff like that, where it's just huge gap closer out of nowhere. I didn't dodge it twice. This is my own fault when I inevitably lose. It's not horrible damage. And his phase 2 is what's going to be really killer on me, because I have no giant projectiles. Why? That'll make my life a bit easier. Chug, punish, die. Cool. I'll give it one more go and then I'm calling it, because this is not looking good already. I definitely need to upgrade my Estus. Oh, Pontiff, I'm back, and I'll probably lose all my souls at this rate. If this is looking bad, I may just end up porting out. Too late, again. I never quite understood the timing on that one, unfortunately. And his is like, because it's a boss, it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world to practice, because you can't just keep getting characters here. Dodge. I know, like, there's one dude on YouTube who, like, studied this, like, this specific boss fight, and has it down to a science. Like, he exploits the AI so powerfully, he'll be able to emote, like, he'll just taunt the boss and just lay on the ground, and it will miss him for, like, solid so many seconds, until it does another action that he actually has to move for, and he'll dodge it, and then move over, and he'll parry it once.
Oh, dead body.
It's insane, and I'm dead. So we're calling it there. I'm not a fan of this fight alone. until like when I get the parry, it's not horrible. But because I rarely ever get the parry, and this is only my second character ever attempting it, it's not gonna go well. The last character, of course, was the Demon's Fist character that I was playing through. Every single, like, I made sure that I ported out every time I fought him. If I got the parry, I'd continue on, I'd get him the second phase, and I'd pour it out just because I wanted to see how many times I could get it, and I never quite got them, like, timings of it down. Ugh, it was bad. Well, thank you all very much for watching. Have a great day, night, week, and all those other things, and I will see you all again soon.